Yo, what the fuck?
Okay, I'll go check out this side of the house.
Bill, somebody had...
Is it crazy that I already want to replay The Last of Us? I'm gonna obviously wait for the PS5 version, but this game was fantastic. Looking back on it now, it's not as bad as you think. Step 1 is just enjoy the game. Step 2 is to do the survivor run. Step 3 is to go back and do the upgrades that you may have or may not missed. And step 4 is to do the online mode. Now, I did these things in reverse. I did online mode first, and let me tell you, that was the most strenuous part of the entire platinum. But I'll break that down next. So let me start this video off by saying I apologize for the delay. After my last video, I had to take care of some life situations, as you will. I moved out, so I was in the process of packing everything up. It was a little bit difficult to sit down and record and edit this video, so but it was worth it in the end. I'm gonna actually start uploading on my other channel, and you can kind of see how that process is going. I'll get that channel going, but yeah, sorry about this video taking so long. And honestly, there were some hiccups anyway, mainly with the online mode. So I don't know if you don't know, you have to basically survive for 12 weeks, quote unquote, with your clan. You get clan members every time you finish a match successfully, and complete challenges and things of that nature. So my dumbass decided to do it in 2 days. So I woke up really early and I did the hunter journey, and that was fine. Next day I woke up early and did the firefly journey. Here's where I went wrong. I got cocky. You can leave 1 to 2 matches and still keep clan members alive and advance the days. And this significantly cuts down the amount of matches that you have to play, because if you don't use this method and decide to play it straight through, you're looking at playing, I think it's like 160 matches or something like that. So I was like, that's not happening. So I would skip days, and 2 times in a row, I got to the last day with like 1 person left in my clan, and I got greedy and I left. So that delayed it already by 2 days, and I was annoyed, to say the least. But after a while, I figured it out. I just stayed and played the last. Actually, no, I still didn't even play the last match. I think I still quit, and you'll see that at some point. I just quit. I couldn't. The mode is fun, but it's not my cup of tea. So that is where I've been. But we will be back to our regular scheduled programs. I have a couple videos lined up, starting with this one. Hopefully this receives well. There's going to be some moments where it's choppy. I'm not sure what happened to the footage, but I'm not playing this game again to figure it out. So I apologize for some of the skips and some of the screenshots because I was not recording or whatever, and I forgot to show the trophy. Just being stupid. But that being said, we're going to get back to the video. So our journey starts us off with Joel getting into a big spat. and I forgot that clickers can one-shot kill you. And I was thinking that my weapon would hold out, and it broke on me.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks! Show it to me.
We advance the story a little bit, and we make it to the Capitol building, and we find out that Tess was unfortunately bit. Thankfully, I wasn't recording. I was crying, so, you know, good on me for that. Joel obviously pissed off, but Tess demanding that he continues the journey because, well, Ellie is immune, and this could save people. I kind of wonder what would have happened if they didn't kill Tess off so early. I think that would have been an interesting game. I think if they could have kept her alive until part 2, I think it would have really been interesting to see her develop. But killing her off, man, was such a serious blow. So I was out for blood at this point. I was setting everybody on fire that I came across. I wanted nothing to do with the Fireflies and the police. But we skip ahead in the story nonetheless after more journey, and we're looking for an old friend of Joel's who can provide us with a truck, and he has the entire town booby-trapped. So we get into a spat there, but nonetheless we get him to help us on our journey, and we proceed on through a bunch of neighborhoods, and he eventually gave us the car. We take the car as far as we can go. You guys know this part. Joel nearly gets drowned to death. Ellie comes to save him, and for some reason he's pissed off. We now move on from the hotel. We get into some apartment buildings, and then this random ass black dude decides to put us in a chokehold. Him and his brother, his son, or whoever. We fight them. Now, if I had my way, he would have died instantly. He's lucky I didn't have control of Joel. You don't ever press me like that, alright? You don't know what I'm about. You don't know what I can do. There's little brother coming in here with the gun. I was ready. I would have unloaded on you if I had the opportunity, man. Like, what are you doing? Thankfully, though, homie on the ground tells me to drop the gun, and we're good from there. And we would end up linking up with these guys for a good portion of our journey, as they were also headed to the same place.
What?
Clicker's just giving me a hard time. I mean, like, it's largely because of me. I just kept being under the impression that I could hit them, and, you know. Anyways, off topic, we get our first trophy, I think, in the entire game for upgrading a bunch of weapons and whatnot. So I was really excited for this. Or maybe we didn't. I don't remember. And this is why I wish I had the live footage, but I don't know how or where it went, but it got corrupt. So that's also partially why this is, you know, we're doing post commentary. In the future, I'm gonna try my best to do live commentary, but this is what we're working with right now, guys. You know, we're starting from the bottom, and this is one of the more sadder scenes, but I can't show it, man. It's just too sad. We end up pressing on along of our journey. All I gotta say is Joel gets hurt, and, you know, Ellie's trying to save him, and we link up with this guy. And look at this awesome technique I discovered. Oh, I attempted to. You're supposed to be able to shoot him in the leg and he dies instantly, but I messed up somewhere, so we just bombarded him with Molotovs until he gave up. And of course his buddies were right along for the journey, and we just set them all on fire. The bloater, he becomes a problem later on. In normal, he's nothing. He's nothing in normal. It's not until you get to the hardcore difficulties, like survivor difficulty, that he becomes a real threat. But Ellie and this guy, Ellie was weary of this guy. I honestly trusted him for a while. Then he starts talking reckless, and then you realize who he is and what he wants. And you remember, oh, he's the guy from the school. And this is where it gets dangerous.
Get up, Sam. It's not your fault.
Our journey presses onward, and we are now in Seattle. We ran into some giraffes. We made it the whole way through. We're actually going to pick up a couple more trophies in this portion of the game.
Here, come on, let's go.
For completing every single conversation piece. And I love the giraffes. Very cute. I don't like giraffes in person. They're actually very much not into personal space. They get right up on you. But I guess I haven't seen a giraffe in a couple years. And again, I apologize for the footage. It's really choppy here.
Oh, man.
So Ellie being extremely ecstatic to see some animals. You kind of forget playing this game though that Ellie was born into this mess. Like she wasn't born when there wasn't flesh-eating people running around. She was born right into this mess. So this life is all she knows. She doesn't know what the zoo is. She doesn't know what most of these animals are. It's kind of creepy to think about, but this was like a really nice moment for both of them to just like
You can't deny the view, though.
have something normal. Seeing some giraffes eating off the tree. I wish they dove more into the animals actually. How are the animals surviving this? Like wouldn't a bunch of infected just want to eat them?
Here.
Whatever. Anyways, here we pop the trophy for having every single conversation piece.
I hope you don't mind.
And it is a picture of Joel and his daughter. And Joel just can't escape the past. So we press on into Seattle as we make our way to the hospital. And like I told y'all, these bloaters, they became a pain. That one got me. He caught me sneaking. Now we get Ellie to the hospital. And then Joel figures out what the problem is. And then he realizes for some odd reason, well, I did all this work, but you know what? I'm not satisfied with what they're going to do. So I'm going to go on a hunt and save Ellie. And then we turn into a badass. But we do pick up more trophies. And despite the chopped footage, the trophies are for unlocking every door in the game and getting all the collectibles. Now you'll notice there's another trophy missing. And that's because we got the Firefly pendant trophy, but we didn't get the documents trophy. I missed a document back in the earlier part of the game. I wasn't thinking about it, moving too fast. So I do end up going back to get that later. And this was the trophy for collecting all the comics. I tried not to show too much of that stuff. It was just boring. And this footage is so choppy that there's no point in not talking over it. But Ellie makes Joel promise that he did the right thing in saving her. You guys know the rest is history. And that was our first playthrough. This game does require 2 playthroughs. I recommend playing on normal and enjoying it if you've never played it before. I had already played and watched a playthrough before, so my first playthrough I collected everything, did everything, played it on normal. And as you see, went back and got the documents trophy. And then we cleaned up some of the other miscellaneous trophies, including listening to all of Ellie's horrible jokes. Horrible jokes. I mean horrible jokes, guys. I could not stand the pun book. Some of them were funny. But we got the gold trophy for That's All I Got. Listening to all Ellie's jokes. And we are so much closer to getting this platinum, guys. This has been a great game. Great journey. This is now my playthrough for Survivor. And yeah, that sums up the whole thing. You're about to see a montage of just death.
Come on, do it again! Help! Police! Help!
So after dealing with a multitude of death, this is one, if not the hardest section in the game on the hardest difficulty. Just because like you don't have any ammo. Usually you don't have any ammo. Everybody's stronger. Everything about you was weaker. You can tell I was playing on hardcore. Like the first time around on normal, I blew this whole place up. But you see in the second time around on my hardcore playthrough, you actually can skip over that guy. Now here's something to note for people. You do need to kill him for a collectible, but since I already did all that, I can just sneak by him. But you cannot do that if you don't have all your collectibles, because he has a pendant on him that you need. He is unfortunately one of the guys that went into the college early on, and unfortunately he lost his life and he was left in there to turn into a bloater. I could have easily just let these guys go, but I was feeling a tad bit dangerous, so I decided, yeah, I worked too hard to get here, and yeah, I set this person on fire. And we save Ellie from absolutely certain death. She'll thank us one day, right? And I did use a nice little technique that allowed me to stack all the difficulty trophies, as you'll see here. Survivor Plus, Normal Plus, Hard Plus, whatever you name it, I stacked them all up. And I think that's the proper way to do it, so you only have to get this done in 2 playthroughs. This is a screenshot of me getting all the skills. Again, I didn't realize Shiv Master wasn't part of it. And then here is the final trophy, guys, for upgrading every single weapon. Last of Us Remastered. It can't be for nothing. What an incredible journey. This game had just, for someone that had never played it, sat on my shelf. I loved it. I can't wait for part 2.